Hey guys, and welcome to another video. As always, me reviewing the Palace match against Arsenal on Saturday. Apologies for it being so late, but it is here now. So yeah, going into the game, was a bit sceptical to be honest. Normally, I'm a little bit not confident, but more quietly confident against Arsenal at home because their away form sort of over the years hasn't been that great. And if Unai Emery had still been the manager, I would have been a bit more confident because their defence was really bad. The attacks, even though obviously Aubameyang was scoring and stuff, Lacazette playing well, the sort of defence was you'd get them quite a lot. And obviously with their new manager coming in, they got that bite. He's got them playing the way he wants them to play. The defending's getting a little bit better. So it's a bit like, it's going to be hard, but let's see what happens. So obviously, the first half they were playing very well. They were all over us. In fact, I won't say it just because I'm Palace, but they were all over us. And they eventually did get their goal early in the first half. Aubameyang, nice free flowing move from Arsenal. Ended up with Aubameyang sorting past Guaita. It's all frustrating as well because, BT Sport highlighted it during the game, but obviously as a Palace fan you'll know, or I know, is the lack of attacking threat we have. I feel sorry for Ayew because even though he's getting the goals and he got another one obviously in that game, but, he's running and running and running, chasing the ball down, trying to be the target man. It is difficult. He's not the tallest, so long balls aren't going to work. We're not playing it into the channels, that sort of stuff. We're trying to just fire it at him and go on, Ayew, see what you can do. We need to at least, I think, in the next coming games, have another striker up top with Ayew to provide that support. Obviously, we signed Czech Tozan on loan. He did obviously come on during the game. Maybe he can play up top with Ayew, let's see. Or, if, we can have Wickham up front, have Wickham, the tall guy, up there, maybe flicking on for Ayew or Zaha, or even just holding it up. I feel like even though Ayew tries to do it, which he, to be fair, sometimes he's quite good at it, but to have that little bit more, strength up there, have Wickham holding up, bring Ayew into play, getting the midfield further up rather than always just sitting back like we are. There was sort of a struggle with Ayew. But he did play well. He tried his hardest and eventually got the goal, albeit lucky with a big deflection. But at the end of the day, the amount of goals since we've come out of the Premier League, we've conceded deflections. It was about time we got one. Obviously, with Milivojevic suspended, Kouyaté was in the midfield. McCarthy came in with MacArthur. And you had Max Meyer there, slightly advanced, but he was having to do a lot of sort of dirty work, defending in that game. Unfortunately for Zaha, he didn't really have his best game. I have to say, Maitland-Niles played really well for Arsenal. I wouldn't say kept him in his pocket, as some of the Arsenal fan TV people said, because Zaha did get past him quite a few times, got crosses in, albeit he didn't really get anything out of it, other than a few half chances. One in the dying embers of the game when Tompkins headed over. But in sort of the first half and early part of the second half, Maitland-Niles defended really well against Zaha. And, as I've said as a Palace fan, obviously I rate Zaha. He's a very good player, but I feel if the next step for him is obviously moving, to obviously a bigger team in the Prem, so say one of your standard top six, the top six we all know of for the last few seasons. Obviously it's changing a bit this season, but the main top six, if he goes there, that's the stuff he's going to improve on. If they say Tottenham or something, or an Arsenal or a United, if he goes, but let's say they've just gone behind, then they expected him to get balls in the box, drive past players and get it in. If he doesn't do it, he gets subbed off. Whereas Palace, because he is our main man, if he doesn't do it, it's not like Roy can go, oh, okay, come on, Martial, come on, or something like that. A player of that calibre, or it's so that's where he knows even if he doesn't have a great game, he's not going to come off. And it's not disrespecting to Will because he has played well this season. He has knuckled down after the last few games, after the start of the season he had, and he has played well for us. But that's what I would say. He needs to keep doing it because he's not going to go in January. We're not. I would hope we're not stupid enough to sell him in this window. He's going to go in the summer. So at the end of the day, he needs to keep playing well. Otherwise, what is a potential team that's going to buy him going to think if he just doesn't play well? The rest see when he doesn't get things to go his way, he just downs his tools, doesn't play well. If he goes to that top team, he's going to have to play well every single week. All right, you have the odd bad game every now and then, but he's going to have to be at least a 7, 8 out of 10 every week at the big club. Otherwise, there'd be another player just slotting straight in his place. So anyway, that's my view on that. But fair play to Maitland-Niles for Arsenal. He did defend very well. And yeah, so eventually we got ourselves back in the game, 1-1. And then obviously Arsenal having Aubameyang sent off after VAR, our old friend. At first, it did look a terrible challenge anyway, and obviously I was in the Homestyle end, so I was behind it. And it looked a sort of heavy challenge anyway. I didn't obviously see Aubameyang's foot go right on Meyer's ankle and twist his foot and that. And the ref gave yellow. Obviously, we knew it was going to go to VAR, and it came up on the screen checking for a potential red card. Then obviously, after a lengthy review, just over 5 minutes, I believe it was, it got changed into red, so then Aubameyang got sent off. And obviously, it's a lot of Arsenal fans after the game, and you're sort of famous Arsenal fans, i.e. Piers Morgan, that twat on Good Morning Britain, and then Martin Keogh, who's on Match of the Day most of the time now. One said it wasn't yellow, and one said, "Oh, VAR, that shocking decision. How is that even a red?" Whoa. And to be fair, a lot of Arsenal fans, like ones who are at the game or watching it, were like, "Yeah, that's a blatant red." Even Aubameyang came out after the game, apologising to Max Meyer. Arteta obviously apologised to him and said, "Yeah, it was a blatant red." And I don't know why Arsenal appealed it. Thankfully, I did read today it has been rejected, their appeal against it being cut to 1 game. I appreciate what they're saying in terms of there have been a few challenges recently that have been sort of on that level of Aubameyang's challenge but hasn't been punished, so I appreciate that. But that was a red. Any more sort of higher, or if he'd gone in a little bit more harder, he'd have broken Meyer's ankle, 100%. So I think that was the right decision. Obviously as well, during the game, Palace fans were protesting against VAR. It's not just Palace fans that are obviously angry with it, it is most of the clubs in the Premier League. Obviously Arsenal fans are a bit salty because they're like, "Oh, well, against Palace, we've had 2 VAR decisions, cost us 3 points in both." But they were 2 right decisions. And the 2 decisions there, that's what VAR is to be used for. But obviously this is a separate video that I'm going to do sort of maybe at the end of the season or so, reviewing VAR. But it's the handball, the rule and how it's been implemented. There's been a lot of that recently, and the offside as well. Because we had that Saturday a few weeks ago where it was called Armpit Saturday, where literally every offside, it was like their arm and their armpit was offside, and you're like, what? But anyway, so yeah, the protests have started. It got a lot of media coverage, made a few papers, a few other teams as well have seen it and backed us in that. So, and that's what we wanted. We want, alright, I don't think VAR should go. I think it's time that football has something like that, but it needs to be, polished and made into a well sort of drilled thing we have. Anyway, that's a separate video, but I totally agree with our fans doing it, 100%. I do agree that it has, has sucked the passion a little bit out of football, especially when you see fans get absolutely mental celebrating and the goal gets disallowed. Some checks taking over 5 minutes when really you only need a quick look at it. But anyway, that's a separate thing for another video. So yeah, overall a good point, especially considering how bad we played. I thought even though when Arsenal went down to 10 men, they were still on top. It was sort of frustrating that we couldn't, you know, push on and attack that little bit more. We only had a couple of chances after Aubameyang got sent off. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with the point. Our next game is Man City away. So unfortunately, with all our injuries we've got, you know, and the extra injuries we've got during that Arsenal game, it's just let's see, just try and not concede so many. I know you shouldn't really go into a game thinking that you want to try and get something out of every game you play, obviously, but when it's Man City, you know, at the end of the day, they can't afford to drop any points. Even though I think they are too far behind Liverpool now, they have to do what they did last season. They have to win every single game in the league. That's what they got to do, and just keep the pressure on Liverpool. But I think obviously they've lost too many games. I don't think they're going to catch them. But so that's where it's difficult for us. And then obviously after that, a very important game after that, Southampton at home on a Tuesday night. So let's see with that. It's going to be a tough game. Obviously Danny Ings in top form for them. They're sort of on a resurgence at the moment under Ralph Hasenhüttl. So let's see if we can, you know, we've done well at home the last few weeks. So I think maybe, you know, hopefully pick up the 3 points in that. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Any Palace fans, what do you think for our next upcoming fixtures? Do you agree with our protest on VAR during the game? Any Arsenal fans, do you think it's a red card for Aubameyang? What do you think for your season now that Arteta's come in? Where do you think you'll finish? Do you think you'll get top 4? Do you think you'll get Europa League? So anyway, my next video will be Southampton at home on a Tuesday night. It'll be uploaded a couple of days after. And yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys. Goodbye.